Bullhorn gets a psychiatrist for Christmas.
If many of you guys don't know my story, I used to be a major tomboy. Horrible tomboy. Like, I would jump over a Barbie doll for a G.I. Joe truck in a heartbeat. My sister played with Barbie dolls. I played with the monster truck that had the claws coming out of the tires, if you get my drift. This is a true story. So I was like, just a major tomboy. So growing up, from elementary school on up to about middle school, my best friends were always boys. They were always boys. I remember my very first best friend in kindergarten, his name was Tyler Hoffman, BFF. And then I realized that he literally lived across the street from me. And it took like a freaking half a year to realize the kid lived literally across the street from me. But, it was just, it's one of those things that whenever you grow up, you don't realize the importance of having those female connections. Now that I'm an older female, a woman, an older woman, middle-aged woman, be honest, right? Past 40. So now I realize the importance of having those female connections, that female friendship, because there's stuff that you go through in your life that men will never understand. And likewise with guys, you talk to your male friends for information. You don't you may talk to some of your female friends, but that's more of an insight on the woman versus you. But when you're talking about yourself, you're going to want to talk to another dude. You're not going to want to tell a girl your private business unless you've got a friendship. Like I had a best friend like that we told each other everything, like just everything. Nothing funny, nothing like that, but we did just tell everything about everything. So there are some people that have relationships like that. But it's still the importance of having those female friendships. Like when I was younger, I could care less whether I talked to a girl or not. I was that much of a tomboy. I wasn't into the guys. I wasn't into guys until I was well into high school. Probably because I was a tomboy and I looked at them more as friends than anything. But at the end of the day, I was a tomboy. Now I have a lot of female friends, and I can't imagine life without them. I can't imagine why I grew up without a bunch of girlfriends, right? Like, everybody has a bunch of girlfriends. First, so Marissa popped Bullhornbetty's cherry on some Chinese food on Christmas. Yeah. $20 and you wanted to buy that candy or that shirt or that thing that your parents don't know you're wanting to buy, and you're out of money, you just go ask the daddy for some more money. He'll give it to you because he wants you out of his hair. Right? It was really rough on me, coming back here, and I'm dealing with the roof is still not taken care of. I still haven't heard from FEMA. I've got some other issues going on here. It's just life, issues that come along with life and in owning a home. Home ownership is not cheap, right? Even when you buy and pay for the house, you still have the maintenance and all the stuff that can go wrong with a house, like a roof blowing off in a hurricane. And I should say shingles. Good Lord, we wouldn't want people thinking that the whole damn roof, like I'm sitting in a house and the sun is beaming on my head. I mean, clearly that's not the case. But there is no shingles up there on the roof. There are, but they're bunched up like frickin' spaghetti. But either way, just life stuff. It always seems to hit the wrong times and things of that nature. And this is the second year that I've been alone for Christmas. I've been divorced now for about a little less than a year of physically being divorced from my ex-husband, but we separated. We separated in May 2020, I think it was. Yeah, it was May 2020. We separated. And so maybe it was May 2021. We're going into 2023. So it's May 2021. So Christmas of 2021, and now this is Christmas of 2022. So this is my second Christmas alone. This was the second Thanksgiving that I didn't have or plan a party. But every year I always have my mom, I have my friends, and everything like that. But this particular year, everybody, is going somewhere, had things to do this particular year. So it's just been a little hard. But it hasn't been as hard as prior years. I don't know if you guys are the same way or not, but it hasn't been. But again, I've been on the road. I haven't had time to really think about stuff. I mean, think about it. I was in Idaho covering the Michael Monkey Vaugh case on my birthday, September 17th. And then after that, we come home. It was Hurricane Quentin. It was just one thing after another. I had no time to stop and think. Well, these last few weeks, I've had nothing but time. And we're coming up to 2023. You guys know that I'm not really I don't do like New Year's resolutions. I do goals, and I had to figure out, and kind of, planning for 2023. And so part of that planning is deciding, what I need to do, where I need to go, how I'm going to achieve that, with this whole YouTube stuff. I used to annoy the living snot out of me. Okay. And I'm sure my stepdaughter is still doing it. I'm sure she's still doing it. You just don't change those things. You just don't change those things. But it's so funny because I remember that little skit, where you have to measure or, add up the presents and make sure, and the presents just keep growing and growing and growing because you're constantly trying to make sure you have she had 3 kids. So it's not like 1 or 2 kids. She had 3. And every year she had so many gifts, literally so many gifts that it would line the tree, around the tree, and up the walls. Literally stacks of stuff up the walls. Hours it took the kids to open their gifts. It took so long to open their gifts, they would fall asleep opening their gifts. I personally believe that is utterly insane. That is way too much for a child. And not only that, but if you're spending that much money, they can't even play with all those toys in a year. So I never understood it. I think it was just, the kids and having lots of gifts, I think was more of what she was going through. She spent. She would literally start shopping for those kids because she budgeted it. She was very good with her money. I mean, nothing wrong with that. But she started shopping for her kids literally in June. Every June, she starts shopping for her kids for Christmas. And she just racks up a mess of gifts from June to December. But it's the most insane. I think that's entirely too much.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism and commenting.